everybody, and we are back today. Today we are going to be trying Mono Red. Mono Red, slap them in the face and call them Greg. I don't know why we're calling them Greg. But this is basically the PT list. Not a whole lot special about it. We don't have to treasure map in the sideboard anymore because I think that card's poo. But other than that, it's pretty close to the PT list. It seems pretty good. Supposedly it's good versus black-green. Supposedly it's decent versus just about everything. I still think black-green's better. Or sorry, I said black-green, but I meant red-black. I still think red-black's better overall versus the field. But how the Magic Online metagame's shaping up right now, I think I really like this more aggressive style of red deck. But we're going to use his sideboard guide. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to end this stream before the beta draft starts today because I really want to watch that. It's a Rochester beta draft, and I think that's going to be beyond sweet. So let's just jump straight into the matches and hope that it goes at least moderately well. Let me know if there's any background noise. Anyway, so we won the dice roll. Hey, Loco Dope, what is up? Are you having a happy Father's Day? We'll keep this hand. We don't have a 1-drop. We're a little light on mana. But I think the hand overall is too powerful to mulligan. We're just going to have to hit several lands in a row. Alright, well I'm just going to play this creature, because if we draw a mana next turn, we're going to get value out of the Chain Whirler on the Llanowar Elf, so I'm not really willing to use an Abrade on the Llanowar Elf by itself. The one thing that makes it bad is if they have like a powerful card, or we don't hit our land. And we didn't hit our land in 2 draw steps in our 24 lands, so this game's basically over. There's not a lot we're going to be able to do to win now. I am going to go ahead and Abrade this thing just in case they don't have another powerful play, but they probably do. Because, I mean, they're going to have lands, but I'm just hoping that they don't. And the reason that you basically know they have lands is they would have had a better play than this if they didn't. Yeah, that was close. And we're just going to go on to the next game. Thank you, Sparrow, for the auto host. That's kind of tilting. I believe that hand was a clear keep. Like, I don't even think it was close to not being a keep. Just think it was a very solid, easy keep. Anyway, versus these like Stompy decks, you typically want to go a little bit bigger. You want to bring in things like Glorybringer and things that help you ramp into Glorybringer. You also want to bring in your Fight with Fires. And some of the cards that you don't want in matches like this is you don't want all your Hazards. You want 1 or 2 because if you like curve out perfectly, they still do some work. And like being able to throw damage can win the game. But you don't want the entire 4 because they have cards like Ronus and Galta and stuff like that. And they just have a million ground dudes. Like, these things always don't get to deal damage. You also don't want a lot of these type of effects as well. Basically, attacking on the ground's not super relevant here. So you take out a lot of the ground attackers and you just try to be a bigger deck that's going to win with your Phoenixes and Glorybringers. Again, I think we have to keep this hand. It is powerful enough even though the Hazards themselves aren't particularly good. We do have a shock for a Llanowar Elf into a Karizev, and hopefully, you know, In the next free draw steps, we'll discover 2 lands. But I believe this hand's a keep, even though again it's on the bottom range of possible keeps. And this match is not an easy match. I guess our opponent is either A, AFK, or B, got an interesting decision to make. Don't know which it is. I'm taking a picture on the other end. So how's your Father's Day been so far, James? BQ beta draft. Oh, quarterfinals. That's a hell of a matchup. And so far we've missed the first land drop. So hopefully we're not just going to get stuck on 2 lands and miss 2 rounds in a row. 24 beers and Alexa. And we did. So not playing Magic is fun. Hopefully we'll draw on a braid. Kind of a tilt. Guess I want the Heart of Kirin off the table, so I'm willing just to attack. Could have just attacked with this and not risk this, but I don't really value this card at all. Dealing 2 damage seems good enough to me. Well, we got stuck on 2 lands game 1 as well. This is the 24 land build as well. Like, the game might not be 100% over. Well, never mind. I'd say it's 100% over now that he hit a creature. Like, had this not powered this, we'd still have a chance. And if we hit runner land, maybe he can't beat the Phoenix. But we know the odds of that. The odds of that are not good. But it's a non-zero number. Unless they have like Galta this turn. JK, it's probably a 0 number now. Now we have to hit like a land into a braid. At least we hit one of them. Guess we could have played Chandra this turn, but he could have just killed it even if we ticked it up. But in sideboarding, this is why we took out 2 of the Hazards. Like, Hazards are just really bad versus cards like this, or really bad versus Galta. And, like, he's probably going to have a bunch of Elves and, like, random Merfolk, or, like, maybe Kenra's just crap that can block Vs anyway. Don't care about the Thrashing Brontodon. It doesn't do anything. And he can just attack with this and start pumping it up. And gain obscene amounts of life. Obscene, I say. But if he doesn't have a Blossoming Defense and a Braid, we could still be live. I didn't look at his latest list, but I had played the 8-0 list, and I kind of like the 8-0 list. Guess I'm just going to play this. Kind of just want to tick it up. The 8-0 list from the MOCS several weeks ago, that's the only one that I've personally played. I liked it a lot. I thought it was very good. I've not looked at the one on his latest article. It's on my agenda, but my weekends are usually like really full, so I probably won't get around to it until Monday or Tuesday. I don't know what we need to draw now. Like, we are really far behind. I'll plug up my phone to charge. At least the Brontodon's just a random 3-4. Don't have to worry about it too much. He's attacking this time. Get out of here, Apple phone. Nobody cares about you. So it's attacking Chandra, attacking Chandra. Could save the Chandra. I don't think the Karizev does anything, so I'm willing to save the Chandra. He can gain 5 life this turn. If he does not gain 5 life this turn, it pretty much telegraphs that he has a Blossoming Defense or like a Prey Upon or something. Huh? Putting a lot of thought into this. Seems rather simple to me. You either have it or you don't. Well, that one's not particularly helpful. Just get this thing in because it's a good blocker. Could attack for 4 again, but this Chandra's pretty much going to die no matter what. But we can block and use a Lightning Strike if we want and maybe get the Harvester. Attacking with the Rona doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Let's see if this works. He could have a blossoming defense. Have to get it out of his hand if he does anyway, in case we draw on a braid. Not sure why he attacked with Ronus. It's like pretty cut and dry that we could block it with the Hazard this turn. I assume he does have a blossoming defense though, because he played last turn like he had one. He's going to pump this up again. And we're still going to have a Chandra at the end. Oh wow, he didn't pump it up. Means he's got something better to spend his mana on. What a good draw. What a good draw. Alright, we cannot win now, I don't think. Guess I'd rather kill you. Alright, so this game's... I don't want to say it's 100% over, because I feel like if we just draw running braids like we're still in the game, but that was certainly a good draw. I don't even think that these artifacts are good versus this deck. Like, I think they're cards you typically want to sideboard out, because I think you're bigger on the ground, and I think they take up 2 blockers and or 2 attackers to die to just the braids. I think like the Harvester itself's okay, but I think the Heart of Kirin and the Sky Sovereign are kind of like medium. But what do I know? What in the hell do I know, right? I'm pretty sure we can just concede this game. I'll take one more draw step just to see if it's like a Glorybringer or something. But if it's not, I'm definitely going to scoop. I don't think we can win even if it is. Everybody's attacking with everything? There's just no way attacking with everything's ever the correctness here. I mean, I guess it's fine if he's going to my head. Alright, he's going to my head, so that's fine. Am I dead? Let's see what I was attacking. So this is doing 3, 6, 12. So 3, 6, 12. Pump things up to, I'm going to take 14. Or I could just kill something. If I kill this instead, I'm taking 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Can I survive next turn like that? Probably not. I guess it's better in case I draw on a braid or something. Didn't draw on a braid, but had I drawn on a braid, like he wouldn't have had a great attack next turn, because we could have killed one of these and finished the other off with the Chandra. And then, it wasn't dead to Boat either way, because Chandra's ultimate could have killed Boat next turn had I hit an instant. Like, just drawing in a braid right here would have killed both of these. Nothing I can do to win, though. So I'm just dead. Might as well exile the top card for the fun of it. But yeah, we're dead. Whee! That's unfortunate. Missing land drop 3 is a quick way to die. We might have missed 3 and 4 that game, I'm not sure. On turns 3 and 4, we definitely didn't get more than 2 lands game 1. So many offers. Alright, deck. All we want's lands 1 through 4. Playing versus Miley Cyrus. Somebody on stream the other day was playing versus them. I don't remember who it is. Another 2-land hand, and it's another hand I'm going to keep. But again, this hand, we don't have a removal spell now, and we obviously have to hit our lands, so... Oh wow, we actually hit a 3rd land this game. If they're actually playing blue-white, not hitting a removal spell is a good thing. Since we want 0 removal spells versus blue-white. Have 2 draw steps to draw another land. Is that standard? Mono red or red black? If you're feeling particularly froggy, you can play like Esper or blue white, but the red decks just feel to me like they're head and shoulders above the other decks. I think blue-black mid-range, if I had time to work on blue-black mid-range, I think blue-black mid-range might be the solution. It crushes the blue-white decks post-board, and supposedly it's good versus these red decks as well, though I don't know if that's accurate. Like, I've not played enough to know if it's good versus the red decks. But it smashes, like, the blue-white decks and the Esper decks. I don't think I care. Actually, I guess I do care. I think I'm willing to throw away a Phoenix to a Beaumont Courier. So I don't think I care if he has Settle. I'll throw a dead card away and another random card for 1 card. Alright. Well, the 1 card we threw away was better than the 4 cards we drew. In fact, the 4 cards we drew were extremely terrible. It's such a tilt. Like, you're not supposed to be able to lose in a spot like that. But, I mean, sometimes you don't get to play. Wow, that's so fucking annoying. It wouldn't be that annoying if we hadn't just, like, missed land drop 3 multiple games in a row. So I have to play a land this turn. I could have played it next turn, technically, but... So we know we're drawing Hazard at next turn. I'll keep playing lands in case I have to play a Hazard and buy back a Kenra on the same turn or something crazy. Like Essence Scatter is really good right here. I'd rather play around Essence Scatter than Seal Away, I think. I guess this is bad versus Blink too, but I can do them both next turn. Let's start with this. I'm not going to play around another or another thing. I'm just attacking with both. So a Blink and a Seal Away keep them alive. I put both cards on the bottom though, so that gives us a good chance. They drew pretty bad that game. I think after our Beaumont Courier, they were a big favorite to win. But don't quote me on that. I feel like they were a pretty big favorite to win after that. Why'd they type whoops? I wonder what they did. You think they're likely to have Gearhulks in their main deck? Gearhulks are so bad in Blue-White's main deck that it's really hard for me to think any of them are ever likely. Anyway, the burn spells are like typically pretty bad in these matches. Soulscar Mages are like medium bad in these matches. Let's see what I want to bring in first. I want to bring in the Haste Threats. I want to bring in these. And I want to bring in these. I'm definitely sideboarding out some number of these cards. So how many do I have to leave in? I have to leave in 5. Let's start with Soulscar Mages, I guess, and either a Lightning Striker and a Braid. Braids are good versus Gearhulk. Lightning Strike's good versus the other things. Neither of them are good in general. I'd rather have 2 Lightning Strikes than the Soulscar Mage. Like, Soulscar Mages are really bad in this match. It's just the burn spells are really bad as well. Alright, well, we have to keep this hand. I have a 1, 2, 3, 4. We just have to get the lands to go with it. Oh, cool. We have a better one. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things. No counterspell, please. Rip. Anyway, you can do it, deck. Please do not be the third game out of 4 that we've played where we don't have land drop 3. This is, in fact, the 3rd game out of 4 we've played where we've not had land drop 3. Spoiler, we've not won a game yet that we've missed land drop 3, so why would we now? So I'll start with this one. I think I'm willing just to attack with both of these. I would trade these for these at this point. And if he's got a settled wreckage, I consider that a win, considering I want this crap out of my hand. Throwing away this Beaumont Courier might be a bit aggressive, but like, I don't think we beat the history unless we get him off the ground. Like, he's super far ahead, so trying to give him a reason to cast a settle. That probably means he's got a counterspell of some kind. Resolve? I guess I have to attack the fairy then. I'm assuming we are very dead from here. It's probably safe to attack with both, but if they had another Teferi in their hand, I would have just been throwing this away for nothing. Short. And I'll concede if this doesn't kill the Teferi. Alright, well, next game. So these cards are really bad, especially if they have Alvinites in. So I'm just going to bring in the extra Lightning Strikes in, which are also kind of bad, but I think they're a little bit better versus the plan that has a bunch of knights. Alright, we'll keep it. Ooh, fight with fire. No scatter, please. Rip. Scatter into Benalia would just end the game. I was afraid of that. Tilt. So we're just dead, I guess? Let's see if I can get him to block here, because blocking is kind of important. Feels so good for me that he blocked. Let's make sure he can't attack. Frustrating. Guess I'm not attacking at all this turn. I need blockers. It's kind of weird that they even blocked with the Kinra. I mean, he honestly could have if he just hadn't blocked, or if he just hadn't blocked the Kinra. Like, he easily could have. Oh, he's got 3 anyway, apparently. Really want a 5th land. That's not a 5th land. I can make them block now. So I have to worry about settled wreckage now. They didn't even consider blocking. So if they have 2 ways to bounce my bros, I'm just dead, right? Don't have 2 ways. That's a good one. It's also not a great one. So if we attack with them all, they have to chump chump. They have to chump chump. I need to play the land this turn in case I draw a land next turn. Wait, that's not true, is it? Yeah, I'm going to play it on land anyway, I think. I feel like our opponent could have made different decisions this game and easily won the game. And with the decisions they've made, I think that we're going to probably win the game. It's really awkward when you have to need your blue-white opponent to kill your creatures by blocking. It's just so bloody awkward. Feels so weird. We'll play first. We keep. We have to win with this hand. I mean, so far we've won with every single hand that we've had Mountain on turn 1 through 3. We've lost every single game that we didn't have Mountain on turn 1 through 3. And clearly we have Mountain 1 through 3 here, so we've already won this game. I don't even know why our opponent's not scooping. I should just be able to show him 2 mountains and us be done. Our hand's actually not great for the mirror, but that's okay. We have mountains. Look how good our cards line up versus this Chain Whirler. Like we are set and pretty this game. Chain Whirler be damned. Chain Whirler be damned, friends. It honestly doesn't even matter. All we have to do is draw Hazoret and it should be enough. Assuming they don't have, because their Hazoret wouldn't be able to block and we'd have the massive lead. So if we just draw Hazoret next draw, it's very likely enough. Sure. I'd rather Lightning Stack a Chain Whirler. Oh, they just don't have it? That's awkward. I guess I'll kill this one then, even though I don't really want to. He's got like double burn spell. I get SOL because of it. Didn't draw Hazoret. Now this drawing Hazoret may not be as good because all he has to have is a Phoenix. They do. Huh? Land 7 will get us exactly where we need to be. Well, they have both of their 4-drops. Find that to be a weird attack. Alright, so this game's over. As long as he can get 2 cards out of his hand, which should be impossible not to. Right, he's taking too long, so I think I'm just going to scoop. Eight lands, 4 spells. SOL. Alright, so what do we want in this match? We want glory bangers, we want these things, and we want these things. Things we don't want have X in the toughness. Shocks, because they're just worse than Deshandra's defeats. These things are never good. I think I want to get rid of either... Kind of want to get rid of one of these. Not sure which. Definitely don't think I want to get rid of the braids because I don't really get rid of all the burn spells out there. I'm just going to get rid of Akinra. We need to stay aggressive, but like I don't want to just get smashed by Chain Whirler. This hand's real bad. But we have a Hazret. We have a couple lands, so I guess I'm just going to keep it. Apparently I have a Lightning Strike in my collection. So I now have mismatched Lightning Strikes, and I did not know that. That's fun. Sure. Fun times. It's the 4th game out of 7 we've played where we didn't have mountain number 3. Fine, I'll kill that thing. If you have 2 burn spells, you got me. It's not been our week on Moto. It's been like this whether we play 20 land decks or 27 land decks for about a week now. It doesn't seem like there's anything we can do to change it. I assume since he didn't kill this, he was just sandbagging a Chain Whirler. Oops. This game's still winnable as long as he doesn't have the powerful 4-drops in his hand. I think this card's absolutely terrible in the mirror. Like, legitimately think it's one of the worst cards you can play in the mirror. But you know what works? Everything works when your opponent's mana screwed and you're not. Doesn't much matter what the card is. And if I did want these, I certainly wouldn't want them on the draw. I guess I'm playing this one. It's the one that might be able to do something. And might is a strong term here. He still has 2 cards in his hand. He's got 1 activation of a Chandra. So I say might about as loosely as might can be said. At least that card doesn't do anything. Actually, it does a lot, because he can buy it back. Pretty clean block. Yeah, we're dead. We're not dead on board, but we can't come back. He can use the mana to buy back Vis and slap us for 7. There's just nothing we can do. Just going to be able to kill Vis and beat the board. I mean, I suppose if every single card in his hand was a land and he only drew lands, we could like... So we had to use 2 different things to attack the thing. I guess we could have braided to one guy. Chandra's defeated the other thing and attacked it with one of them. Alright, so we wouldn't have been dead. But so I guess we could have played for that Finn value, but honestly I'm a little bit tilted, so... Not worth my time, my energy, or my stress. Alright, we'll keep this in. Apparently I have to multitask and do something now. Sorry guys, I'll be moderately distracted. I know that's boring. Our plays are fairly mapped out anyway until at least turn 4. What have you been into today, Duretti? Hmm. not sure which of these I want to play. I guess I want to play this one. I think I'm going to play this Soul Scar Mage here too. Oh, if he's going to counterspell, I'm definitely playing the Soul Scar Mage. Lazy day, not much. That's fair. Do you play a lot of MTGO or anything? Hmm. I have kind of a tough decision here. I don't really want to send all of these Earthshaker Kenras in to die. I kind of want to save one. Why did they let me get this card, then use Settle the Wreckage? Fun times. 3 PPTQs, nice. I assume the game's just over. Because us constantly hitting 3 lands and just... Because this stuff's ridiculous. We've hit 6 spells and 18 cards again. so my multitasking work should be done. I think I wasn't that unfocused. Yeah, my back's still kind of messed up, but I am able to move. I got to go out to like the Father's Day sale at my local game store this weekend, and that was nice. But it's still kind of jacked up a little bit. This game's gonna be hard to win. This is like the slowest cast out on the stack that I've ever saw. There's no way they're considering this Earthshaker Kenra, are they? Okay. If they were considering that Kenra, I would have been impressed. Like maybe they had a silhouette in their hand and was thinking they'd be able to get me, but he definitely should have took the Hazret. Right on time, Lands. Appreciate you. Thinking about holding these lands because I'm pretty sure that even if I draw a Hazret, it doesn't attack. Yeah, so they had the silhouette as expected. I won't concede, but we're like really, really close to conceding. I played another land because I'm a wild and crazy kid. Actually, shouldn't have played that land. We have 3 lightning strikes in our deck, so I guess we don't concede this one till we're dead. Even if you ignore the 3 lands we've got off settle, we've hit 11 lands. And like 7 spells or something. If that's an approach, we'll go ahead and scoop. So it looks like it's an X spell. They have Walking Ballista main deck? Stop putting creatures main deck in your blue-white decks. It is wrong and it is bad. Stop it. If they counterspell this, we'll scoop it. I mean, they can beat it with the board. We literally can't win now without 3 lightning strikes versus no counterspells. And I don't even know if we get 3 turns, so. We shouldn't get 3 turns because like he can just bounce this and kill us in like 2 or 3 attacks. At Copenhagen? Yeah, it definitely wasn't Juza. It was Blowhun, maybe? No, it was Martin Dang. Yeah, it's Martin Dang. Stand by, it's wrong. He had sensors and everything in his list. Like his list had 26 lands, it had sensors, it had anyway, so sideboarding for this match is going to be very similar to how we did it earlier. We're basically going to take out the burn spells and bring in everything that's not a burn spell that's reasonable. Lots of medium decks top 8 though, especially when good pilots play them. I've started getting rid of these Abrades. We're going to take out 2 Soulscar Mages again. I am not results orientated at all. I'm like the least results orientated person I've ever met, I think. Alright, we'll keep this hand. We have a 1-2-3. We just have to find lands. This hand's very powerful. The fact that we have a Kari-Zev on 2 is really nice. What are you into, by the way, Heath? Have you moved yet? I'm just going through these phases slow, so he's clearly got something. I don't know if it's a Seal Away or an Essence Scatter, but the way he went through his phases, I would expect it to be both a Seal Away and an Essence Scatter. What'd you do, Murph? Would not mind to hit a land here. Or a haste for it. Turn a mod to GTFO. And we need more details than that. Oh, you're playing Street Fighter? Sean loves Street Fighter. Don't care if they counterspell this. So I have to worry about settled wreckage now? And force them to settle. I think it's pretty easy that they're going to settle here anyway. So this is just a Teferi. Alright. So we're going to ignore Teferi. Hope we have enough. I miss Walking Ballista in this deck. Uh-oh. Somebody has just entered my home. Oh, I guess I would rather do this one. Actually, this was terrible. I should have cast a Glorybringer and attacked with both and put him at 1. This was such a bad play by me. This was a horrendous play by me. Oh, I'm tilted. This was so bad. He should be at 1 point of life right now if I wasn't an idiot. Oh my god, that was such a bad play. Oh, I deserve to lose this game. Just wasn't thinking clearly. Probably have a Fumigate now. Then they'll probably have a counterspell for the Glorybringer. Or a Settle to Wreckage. If we'd made the right play, they would be at 1 life with the Chain Whirler in their hand, and they'd have to dedicate some amount of mana to beat the Glorybringer. We basically punted this game. About as hard as somebody can punt a game. Alright, well, let's put you at 1. Could still win. Draw like a Lightning Strike, that'd probably be good enough. Hazoret may be good enough. If they don't have Scatter. Goblin Chain Whirler may be good enough. Definitely don't deserve to win this game, though. We're probably not going to win the game either, so at least we've got that going for us. I think our best chance to win the game now is him accidentally tap the Rivulet for the wrong color. But at least this is a game we know we would have won had we played right. Approach, or is it just like an 8 mana Walking Ballista? If it's an 8 mana Walking Ballista, that means they have a counter spell in hand, so we're going to have to draw like multiple lethal threats in a row. Or we could draw multiple mountains in a row. I'm pretty sure them even casting Walking Ballista there just wasn't correct. Regardless of what was in their hand. That's a disallow, so we're dead on board. Alright, well, we went 0-6. How are we? Whatever. I mean, we punted one game, but still 0-6 in our losses. Like, none of the other games have been close, and I think we've played relatively well other than the one game. Yeah, this hand's pretty medium. I wonder if I'm supposed to mulligan hands like this. Like, I can't envision a deck that this hand, or a draw that this hand beats. Like, green-black opponents is about the only thing I feel like this hand would be good versus. And then it would only beat some of their draws, not even all of their draws. No, they don't play anything else. We've got the Chain Whirler for that. Our opponent's got one of our type of draws. And a Fatal Push. Short. I think we played this deck well. Have we? Has anybody saw anything that I'm doing glaringly wrong? Saving the braids because I'd just rather have an answer for a Gear Hulk later than worry about like a random thing right now. Well, they have their lands now. So if I play this now, I guess I'd still rather just play this and hold up mana. Man, they're totally banning KCI on the next ban update. I wasn't thinking about them having another Walking Ballista. So that's kind of disappointing. I was thinking they'd have like a Ravenous Chupacabra or something. But I thought there was a high chance that this Hazard could attack this turn if I did it this way. No, KCI's banned, man. You can bank it. And it's not going to get banned because it's so dominant. It's going to get banned because people don't like sitting there and watching you play for 7 million hours. So most of these decks don't even play Contempt anymore. He still has 4 cards in hand. We're not going to win. The deck's not hard to play. That's the thing. Like, it's not a particularly hard deck to play. Anybody can learn to play it. They're not playing it because they don't think it's good. But after this last weekend's performance, where 2 of them are in the top 8, like 2 more in the top 16, or 3 more are in the top 16, or something ridiculous like that, like it's going to start getting played. And it basically just sits there and plays like eggs, where you just play this like 5, 10, 15 minute turn or something when you don't have the infinite set up, like trying to get into it, and it's like hard for coverage, it's hard to follow, and it's ridiculously easy for people to cheat with. Already, I don't think so. Like, I watched Michael Jacob pick the deck up without ever playing it, without even studying the format, and get multiple 5-0s with it when it still had Emrakul in it. So I don't think it's that hard to play. Obviously, Michael Jacob's a ridiculously good player, but like, somebody who doesn't play the format can pick it up and immediately 5-0 with it, with barely knowing, having to read the cards while he's playing it. Like, he didn't even know what all the cards did. Why did they put this in my graveyard? I guess they had to at some point. Like, I just don't think it's that hard of a deck to play. It's a harder deck than a lot of combo decks to play, but it's like, it's something that any good Magic player will be able to figure out. Man, it just takes forever if people don't have the combo. If you don't have infinite, if you don't have the infinite set up, it takes a long time for people that are trying to grind the infinite out. When you have the infinite set up, it's pretty quick. But, like, what about those turns on stream where, like, Nassif or Zach or whatever didn't have the combo, were close to dead, and were spending, like 10 minutes just, like, looping things, hoping to get it, having to declare, but you don't always have the loop. You're determining when you have the loop. I'm talking about when you don't have the loop, and when you're, like, trying to find the cards, or you're trying to do things. Like, you can sit there and do things that just take forever. Like, you watched the Grand Prix this weekend. There was multiple 10-minute turns, over and over. Just multiple 10-minute turns on stream. And I think the deck's very easy to cheat with, too. Like, I think like a medium level player can't follow you. I kind of want to let him block that. And I think half the people that are doing commentary on it don't really know what you're doing. Ooh, that was good. Because, like on coverage, like, LSV was even saying, like, he doesn't quite understand the deck. If you can't do good commentary on it, it doesn't seem like a deck to me that you want people playing. It's slow. It's hard for novices. It's just, the deck itself is not too powerful, in my opinion. But Eggs wasn't too powerful either, in my opinion. And they banned it because it's just worse for coverage. Being worse for coverage is enough to get a deck banned. And and it's not been a problem yet, but like, what happens when we're coming up on a Pro Tour that's got Modern in it? What happens if, like, 3 of the big teams that they want to feature every round plays that deck, or 2 of them? Like what if Channel Fireball shows up with, like, 8 people playing that deck? Like, they want to feature Channel Fireball in tons and tons of rounds. I don't know why opponent didn't leave 1 elf back there. Like, taking 5 damage down to 4 seems like too much of a risk to me. And now he's just going to scoop when the game's not over. Yeah, well, the game was going to be over. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I do, keep in mind, I'm not saying the deck is too powerful. I like the deck existing, but I think because it's bad for coverage, it's bad for medium players to even follow or understand. It's obviously horrendous for, like, horrible players to follow or understand. So, like, it just seems, besides actual gameplay, it just seems terrible for anything that can be even remotely featured in coverage terms with it. And I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. Also, kind of think that they're going to ban Goblin Chain Whirler. Like, I've never lost to the deck, but I don't play a whole lot of Modern, so, like, I'm not saying I think it's powerful enough to get banned on a power level, though it's obviously a very good deck. I'm not saying it's not a good deck. Anyway, I guess I'll sideboard. I just basically want the same things I do versus blue-white, and I want to sideboard out the same bad cards that I do versus every green deck and most of the red decks because they just block them too easily. They block this easily. I'm not 100% sure about this card one way or the other. Darby's sideboard guide says he takes 2 of these out. I'm not sure that I want to take 2 of these out. So this is how Darby's sideboard guide, or sideboards. And he says, this matchup is difficult, as Green-Black Constrictor is equipped with cards you fear, Walking Ballista Harvester, blah blah blah. Yeah. I guess this card's bad versus Harvester, so I can see it. I have to mulligan here. Fine, I'll keep it. Don't want to mulligan twice in a hard match, and we're on to draw, so like if the top card's not a red source, we have a pretty good chance to draw 1 and 2 draw steps. And our hand's competitive if we do. Obviously, if we don't hit neither draw step, the game's just over, but I mean, that's 1 in 3 cards had to be a mountain to play this game, so. And it wasn't. Story of our life. Okay, next game. Well, that's about as quick as a game can go. We had the Lightning Strike to answer the Snake. I'm just going to run it back with this exact same sideboard. If, I'll tell my opponent, we've been topping this a lot lately. We're almost down to 1,500 in rating. We can't win with any deck. We can't draw lands with any deck. It's just been like this for a while now. I think I pissed somebody off at Wizards, and they set me up with like the doomed Moto account. I thought about even trying to log on one of my random accounts to see if it changes. Yeah, no, the deck's very good. Like I said, I'm not complaining about it for any reason other than I think it's especially bad for coverage. I think the deck is extremely bad for coverage. I'm going to keep this hand, but this hand's miserable. Don't kill our friend. It's a black mana. Our friend is dead. Well, our mono red deck has no more creatures in their hand, so I'd say we're SOL. On the positive note, we are in fact more than halfway to fighting something with some fire. Ooh, Hazard. No, I like the deck. I don't hate the deck. I own everything but the opals. Like, it's something I would play. LSV himself said he didn't even understand the deck when he was on coverage. Poor little Hazard, do all the work, my friend. Well, we're over halfway to fighting his face with fire. I'm assuming, based on that we're about to get this little sumbitch contempted. Because we know he has a Winding Constrictor, so we know he has an interactive spell this turn. Wah, 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 wah. Couldn't attack till turn 5, and they had a removal. This is how your mono red decks win. Yeah, I don't quite understand what all that stuff means. Like, I don't even understand what that means when they're explaining it. And like, I'm not new to Magic, so if I don't understand that when they're trying to explain it on camera, imagine to the people who aren't new at Magic. That's what I'm saying. I just think it's bad for coverage. Alright, so we have no out in this game. Alright, well, we went 1-4, and I think we only punted one game. Hey, OBD, Ariox, and Indiana Brones, thank you guys for the follow. Sorry that I missed it. How is that overpaying? That's just holding priority, right? I don't know what this overpaying even means. I don't think you can overpay for anything in Magic other than Sunburst, and I think that they're just saying the wrong words. And don't even know the words they're saying. But that's just me. Like, I legitimately have no idea what you're talking about right now. Like, I don't think... It doesn't even matter though. Like, I don't think I can tap 6 mana and cast a Glory Bringer and use all 6 of the mana. So I have no idea what this word overpaying means. Like, I just don't think that is a thing. You can overpay on cards like Engineered Explosives in tricky manners to get around things like Chalice of the Void. But that's not what we're talking about here. So it confuses me. I don't understand it. And if somebody who's played the game of Magic since 1993 can't understand it with you explaining it to me on stream, it seems like it's really bad for especially newer players. But anyway, who cares? So we got absolutely smashed by MTG Deck Techs earlier, and that's who I'm going to host since nobody else is on. Of course you can make more mana than you need to use. Like, is that even a question? Like, would somebody argue that you can't? Play a 3-mana artifact and sacrifice 2 artifacts to KCI and having mana floating. That can't be what they're talking about, because that wouldn't even be a question. How would you ever be able to float mana on something like Storm? How would a Dark Ritual work if that wasn't something that happened? Well, mana abilities don't go on the stack. They just happen. But anyway, we're going to jump off here. Take care, everybody, and have a good day.